In the vibrant heart of London, a chance encounter unfolded between an elderly man and the renowned painter, Dante Gabriel Rossetti. The city was alive with the sounds of horse-drawn carriages clattering over cobblestone streets, vendors calling out their wares, and the constant hum of conversation. It was a place where stories intertwined and destinies were shaped by the most unexpected meetings. Their paths crossed amidst the bustling crowds and the cacophony of city life. The marketplace was a tapestry of colors and sounds, with people from all walks of life converging in this vibrant hub. The air was thick with the scent of fresh bread, exotic spices, and the occasional whiff of coal smoke from the nearby factories. The old man, his face etched with the passage of time, carried with him a weathered portfolio, its contents a mystery waiting to be revealed. His eyes, though clouded with age, held a spark of determination and a glimmer of hope. Each wrinkle on his face told a story of a life lived with passion and perseverance. Little did Rossetti know that this meeting would unveil a tale of lost talent and the enduring power of artistic passion. The artist, known for his keen eye and discerning taste, was about to be presented with a collection of works that had been hidden from the world for far too long.
Good day, sir. Rossetti's voice was warm and inviting, a stark contrast to the often cold and indifferent city around them. He extended a hand in greeting, his curiosity piqued by the old man's earnest demeanor. "How may I assist you?" The artist's tone was genuine, his interest clearly sparked by the mysterious portfolio the old man clutched so tightly.
"Sir, I have heard of your generosity and your willingness to nurture budding talent." The old man's voice trembled slightly, but there was a strength in his words that spoke of a deep-seated belief in the power of art and the importance of mentorship. I carry with me a portfolio of my past works." His hands shook as he held out the portfolio, the leather worn and cracked from years of use. Inside it held the remnants of a dream that had never quite come to fruition. "Might you spare a moment to take a look?" The old man's eyes were filled with a mixture of hope and fear, as if this moment could either reignite his passion or extinguish it forever.
Rossetti, a leading figure in the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, was known for his striking imagery. His works were celebrated for their vivid colors, intricate details, and the emotional depth they conveyed. He had a reputation for discovering and nurturing talent, often taking young artists under his wing and helping them find their own unique voice, and his ability to capture the essence of beauty on canvas. Each stroke of his brush seemed to breathe life into his subjects, imbuing them with a sense of realism and emotion that was unparalleled. The old man, his hands trembling slightly, approached the artist with a mix of trepidation and hope. He had spent years honing his craft in obscurity, and now, in this moment, he was seeking validation from one of the greats. With a voice tinged with both eagerness and uncertainty, the old man requested a moment of the artist's time, a chance to share the contents of his portfolio. This was more than just a request for feedback, it was a plea for recognition, a hope that his life's work would finally be seen and appreciated. Intrigued by the old man's quiet desperation, Rossetti invited him to his nearby studio. The old man, with a hesitant yet hopeful look in his eyes, followed Rossetti through the narrow cobblestone streets. The journey was silent, but the air was thick with unspoken words and shared understanding. Rossetti could sense the weight of untold stories and forgotten dreams that the old man carried with him. The air within the studio was thick with the scent of oil paints and turpentine. It was a place where creativity thrived, where every corner held a piece of Rossetti's soul. The walls were a canvas themselves, splattered with colors and ideas that had yet to take form. The studio was more than just a workspace. It was a sanctuary for dreams and aspirations. Sketches and unfinished canvases adorned the walls, each one a testament to Rossetti's creative spirit. Every piece told a story, a fragment of a larger narrative that was still unfolding. The old man looked around, his eyes lingering on the various artworks, as if trying to absorb the essence of Rossetti's world. He seemed to find solace in the chaos, a reminder of his own artistic journey.
"Please come in." Rossetti's voice was gentle, encouraging. He could see the apprehension in the old man's eyes, but also a flicker of excitement. It was as if stepping into the studio had reignited a spark within him, a spark that had been buried under years of neglect and disappointment. "Let's see what you have brought with you." Rossetti's curiosity was piqued. He had a feeling that the old man's portfolio held more than just art. It held pieces of his soul, fragments of a life dedicated to creativity. The old man hesitated for a moment, then slowly began to untie the leather straps.
The old man carefully untied the leather straps of his portfolio, his fingers moving with a familiarity that belied years of neglect. Each movement was deliberate, almost reverent, as if he was about to unveil a sacred relic. Rossetti watched in silence, his anticipation growing with each passing second. His fingers moved with a familiarity that belied years of neglect. It was clear that these hands had once been skilled, had once created beauty and captured emotions on canvas. The old man's eyes softened as he handled the portfolio, a mixture of nostalgia and longing evident in his gaze. Inside, nestled among layers of tissue paper, lay a collection of charcoal sketches and watercolor paintings. Each piece was a window into the old man's past, a time when his artistic fire burned brightly. The sketches were raw, unpolished, but they held a certain charm, a glimpse of the talent that had once flourished. They were glimpses into the old man's past, a time when his artistic fire burned brightly. Rossetti could see the passion in each stroke, the dedication in every line. It was as if the old man had poured his heart and soul into these pieces, capturing moments of joy, sorrow, and everything in between.
These are quite remarkable. Rossetti's voice was filled with genuine admiration. He could see the potential in the old man's work, the raw talent that had been hidden away for so long. It was as if he had discovered a hidden treasure, a gem that had been waiting to be unearthed. There is a rawness, an undeniable talent evident in these strokes. Rossetti's eyes traced the lines and curves, the way the colors blended together to create something beautiful. He could see the old man's journey in each piece, the struggles and triumphs that had shaped him as an artist.
Rossetti's eyes widened as he examined the first few pieces. He could feel the emotions that had been poured into each stroke, the stories that had been captured on the canvas. It was a powerful reminder of the impact that art can have, of the way it can transcend time and speak to the soul. There was a rawness, an undeniable talent evident in the strokes. Rossetti knew that he had found something special, something that deserved to be seen and appreciated. The old man's forgotten dreams had been unveiled, and they were nothing short of extraordinary. The old man's works depicted scenes from his youth, capturing moments that were both fleeting and eternal. Each brushstroke seemed to whisper stories of days gone by, of laughter and tears, of love and loss. His art was a window into a world that no longer existed, yet felt vividly alive through his masterful depictions. Portraits of loved ones long gone, their faces etched with the lines of time, gazed back with a haunting familiarity. These were not just images. They were memories captured in paint, each one telling a story of a life lived, of moments cherished and lost, and landscapes imbued with a wistful nostalgia, scenes of rolling hills and tranquil waters that seemed to echo with the laughter of children and the whispers of the wind. These were places that held a special place in his heart, places where he had found peace and inspiration. Rossetti was particularly drawn to a series of charcoal sketches that captured the energy and movement of horses in a nearby stable. The sketches were alive with motion, each line conveying the power and grace of the animals. It was as if the horses could leap off the page at any moment. The artist in him recognized the spark of genius in those early works. He saw not just the technical skill, but the passion and emotion that had gone into each piece. It was clear that the old man had poured his heart and soul into his art, and it resonated deeply with Rossetti. He saw a natural talent, an ability to observe and translate the world onto paper with remarkable sensitivity. Each stroke was deliberate, each line carefully considered. It was a rare gift, one that spoke of countless hours spent honing his craft, of a deep and abiding love for the act of creation.
These are quite extraordinary. The detail, the emotion, it's also vivid. It's as if the subjects could step out of the frame and into our world. You have a remarkable gift, my dear fellow. Your ability to capture the essence of your subjects is truly unparalleled. It's a rare talent, one that deserves to be celebrated and shared with the world. The way you capture light and shadow, the fluidity of your lines, it's truly impressive. Each piece tells a story, each one a testament to your skill and vision. It's clear that you have a deep understanding of your craft, and it shines through in every work.
The old man's eyes welled up at Rossetti's words. It had been so long since anyone had recognized his talent, since anyone had seen the value in his work. The praise was like a balm to his soul, soothing the wounds of years of neglect and obscurity. Decades of suppressed longing and unfulfilled dreams threatened to spill over. He had spent so many years hiding his art away, convinced that it was not good enough, that he was not good enough. But now, in this moment, he felt a glimmer of hope, a spark of the passion that had once driven him. The praise, though unexpected, rekindled a flicker of the passion that had once consumed him. It was as if a door had been opened, allowing the light of his creativity to shine through once more. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, a desire to create and share his art with the world. He had almost forgotten the joy of creation, the satisfaction of translating his inner world onto paper. But now, with Rossetti's encouragement, he felt that joy returning. He picked up his brush with a steady hand, ready to bring his visions to life once more.
As I continued to admire your artwork, I couldn't help but feel a sense of melancholy settle over the studio.
Yes, the weight of what could have been hangs heavy in the air. Your kind words have encouraged me to share my story. In my youth, I had such aspirations, dreams of becoming an artist. I even dared to enroll in art school, my heart filled with hope and a thirst to learn. But life, as it often does, had other plans. My family, struggling to make ends meet, urged me to pursue a more stable and practical profession. I was persuaded to abandon my artistic pursuits and take up a position as a clerk in a textile factory. It was a steady job, one that promised security and a predictable future.
The old man's story is a poignant reminder that talent, like any other skill, requires nurturing and consistent practice to flourish. It's a stark illustration of the use it or lose it principle applied to human potential. Just as a muscle atrophies without regular exercise, so too does talent wither away when neglected. The demands of daily life, the pressure to conform to societal expectations, and the allure of a secure path can easily eclipse the pursuit of one's true calling. The old man had allowed his artistic abilities to lay dormant for far too long. The demands of his job, the responsibilities of raising a family, and the gradual erosion of his belief in himself had extinguished the creative fire that once burned within him. He had become a cautionary tale, a reminder of the perils of untapped potential.